everybody, it's Adriana, and this is my review of Disconnect. Okay, so I kind of anticipated this movie to be potentially my favorite of the festival, and I guess I know my taste well because so far I'm right. Disconnect is my favorite film that I've seen so far at the Toronto International Film Festival. I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm just gonna start off by telling you that because I loved it, and I think it's coming out, I don't know when, but when it does, I think everyone should watch it because I think it's so relevant, it's so intense, and just completely really invests the audience. The directing is impeccable. It's the new feature from Henry Alex Rubin, who's actually a documentary filmmaker known for such films as Murderball. It's a big ensemble cast. I love movies that have big casts with lots of interconnecting stories, so that's what you have here with Disconnect. There's three main plot lines that in their own kind of way intersect, and there's not that many like huge stars in it, but the ones you would know would be Jason Bateman in one of his first more dramatic roles, which he actually does very well. Alexander Skarsgård, Paula Patton, Andrea Riseborough, and Frank Grillo. There's three main plot lines, as I said, and everything has to do with the internet and how the internet affects our lives. And this film takes kind of the more extreme cases of things that can go wrong using the internet. So this doesn't give anything away, but the kind of subjects it deals with are identity fraud, pornography, and cyberbullying. Those are the three main strands of the stories in the film. There's this very great tone to the movie. The music is great. Just the feeling you have throughout the whole film. It's kind of got this, I want to say it's kind of like a negative tone throughout that just kind of keeps you guessing, and it kind of keeps you wondering exactly to what extent is this going to go for these people. To what point is their involvement in the internet going to kind of go wrong for them, and like what extremes will this lead to? And it really, like, I was actually literally on the edge of my seat towards the end of the film because it escalates so perfectly, and the tension builds very well. I was just so into it. That's about it. It really gets you right into the story. And because the topics, even though we might not all be able to relate to those three very extreme versions of what can go wrong on the internet, we've all heard about things like this at least. And actually, the film was inspired by a lot of real, actual cases. It's just got this really, really very realness to it that I loved, and that I just felt like it says so much, and it really makes you open your eyes to, the things that we do on the internet that we don't really think twice about, but that can really cause a lot of trouble if we're not careful. So there's that, but just the way the story plays out, it's really great. I don't really know how else to say it. I just felt like it was just completely relevant and completely, just so well made and so easy to watch. The film doesn't drag at all. I just engaged the whole time I was viewing it. The acting is all around good. As I mentioned, those actors before, they're all great in their roles. There's some new actors that I haven't seen before that are also great in their roles. Just everyone really flowed very nicely together. Writing of the film, it's very sharp. As I already mentioned, the music gave such a great element. And the filming style, actually, because I guess the director has a background in documentary, it doesn't feel like a documentary. It's not like handheld camera or whatever, but the way it's filmed, you really feel like you're just getting like an inside into these people's lives. It's a little bit more, not completely, movie kind of filming. It does have that almost kind of documentary kind of feel, but not too much to the extent where it's like, handheld camera kind of thing. It's a good kind of combination between kind of very real looking and kind of still you're watching a movie and it's not completely like supposed to be home video or anything like that. You just really feel like you're getting an insight into these kind of very real people's lives, and all the characters are very well developed and you really just understand and feel for everyone in the movie. And some things that happen are kind of shocking. If you like watching things that are relevant and mean something, I really love to watch films that have, you know, a great amount of meaning and something that maybe not to the same level, but I can relate to in some way. I feel like Disconnect does that completely. I don't know for sure about Disconnect, if it's been purchased or whatever, but actually it got a standing ovation tonight, and it got a standing ovation apparently also in Venice when it played there, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna do well in the future. Thank you again for watching my review.